name is Christelle and I'm the Love Zealot. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing using different esoteric tools and knowledge to create harmony and balance within the self as well as in relationships. Being that we are in Libra season, I thought this would be a great topic to discuss. We're also in the year 2022, and although this information will be helpful at any time that you find this video, it's going to be especially important right now this year as we're experiencing these energies. Now, 2022 breaks down to a number 6 in numerology. So we're going through a 6 year. So the 6 frequency deals with 2 primary energies, which is Venus and Virgo. Venus being the energy that deals with balance, harmony, beauty, relationships, and Virgo, the energy of being of service, being discerning, and deep healing. Now, the combination of these 2 energies can create, on the negative side, can create being very idealistic or want perfectionism. So that is something to keep in mind while we're going through this year. Really keeping your discernment and your desire for that balance, for that beauty in check. So in order to arrive at the number 6, to arrive at these balanced, harmonious relationships, we have to take a look at the number 3. Now, 3 is the energy of creativity. So people who are born, saved the life path 3 are meant to be creators, creatives, artists, communicators as well, exchanging information. It deals a lot with also the energy of Gemini as well. So that communicative, conversational energy as well. Now, the number 3 is quite a powerful number. We see across all types of religions and belief systems. We see it in nature as well. And so it really is a building block for so many things in this existence realm reality. The number 3 has a lot to do with the cohesion of mind, body, and spirit. Think of like the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, or you can also call it the Divine Mother. So, and the way these energies relate to is if you have the mother, which is the desire, which is the inspiration, the spark, the spirit, then you have the Divine Father, the masculine energy, the force, the external work that has to be done. You combine these 2 energies and you get the divine child, the creation, the product of these 2 energies coming into balance with one another to create a third. All of us have to create that 3, that mother, father, child within us, and have that equilibrium, that creative energy, that force, that power in order to arrive at the 6. So if we take our 3 and someone else's 3 and we put them together and we get that 6, we get that union, that balance, that harmony, we're able to exchange with others. Now that we are in Libra season, I think at least when I look back, and I think many of you can look back on this year, a lot of us, I believe, have been doing a lot of shadow work and working on ourselves and going within, again, that Virgo energy, that hermit energy. Virgo relates to the hermit card in tarot, and doing that inner work. And that was the first portion of the year. As we're here in Libra season, I think a lot of people are going to be healing a lot of after doing the healing work within themselves, are going to be healing a lot of relationships, or meeting people who are now in alignment with them and creating new bonds. And it's not, I'm not only discussing or talking about romantic relationships and partnerships, but also business partnerships, friendships, especially after going through so much Aquarian energy over the past few years. I think a lot of us have had that urge to find our tribe, to find people who resonate with us, where we can be authentic and real and build communities. We are in late stage capitalism. The nuclear family and being very individualistic is just not working. And I think it's very apparent in our society and how we're living and how we're feeling going through the pandemic. All of these things, there is a need for change, a need for community, a need for that real one-on-one connection with other people. So to dive deeper into this energy, I wanted to discuss the goddess Ma'at. Now, she's an Egyptian goddess whose name translated that which is straight. She was the goddess of truth, of justice, of bringing things into balance. And according to Egyptian mythology, when one died and wanted to go into the afterlife, before they could do that, they would have to weigh their heart against one of Ma'at's, I believe, ostrich feathers. And the heart had to be light enough to be in balance with the feather or lighter in order to pass into the underworld. And I think this mythology is very interesting if we look at ancient astrology. So in ancient astrology, the sign of Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio were all one. And if you look at the symbol for Virgo and Scorpio, they look very much alike. So it looks like a little bit of an M. With Virgo, the tail of the M goes inward, symbolizing divine feminine dark energy. And Scorpio has the tail that points outward like the scorpion tail, projects out, which is that masculine energy again. And then you have Libra right there in the middle, the scales, balancing the two. So if we look at these energies and we really think about them and kind of the progression of them, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, there is, at the beginning of the journey, there is a need to go inward. Like I said, the beginning half of this year, I think a lot of us were going through a lot of that shadow work and dealing and healing a lot of what's going within. Virgo dealing with that healing energy again, that feminine energy. And once as that happens, we enter into this Libra energy where we meet others, where we can, Libra's an air sign, a cardinal air sign. So it initiates communication, initiates relationship, brings balance and harmony. That's where you meet Ma'at, so to say. And once as we're able to meet those people, come into that union, we can enter into that Scorpio energy where deep intimacy can happen, where a merging of two different energies can happen. And once as those two energies, that merging can happen, we can then go into, we can keep going, but go into that Sagittarius energy, which is expansion, which is growth, which is going to foreign places, which is like building up. Once as you get past Scorpio in the zodiac, we're dealing with bigger energies. We're dealing with global. We're dealing with universal, getting into Aquarius and Pisces, where we're like dealing with like alien energy from other planets. We're dealing with Pisces energy, which is divine energy. that is out of this world, this universe. It's on a whole nother frequency. A lot of us, you know, me included, when I think of what I want to do in this life and things I want to accomplish and see. So I'm an Aries, Aquarius rising, and being independent is one of the things that like I really strive for. But I'm learning that the growth that I want to see, the expansion that I want to see, these high levels, these bigger projects that I have, ideas and communities I want to be a part of, that requires me to come into union with other people, to meet potential like business partners and friendships and organizations. And so I hope everything I just said up to this point made sense. A little bit of astrology, a little mythology, a little numerology, all of that thrown in there. But we can see the layers and how all of this is working with one another and weaving and winding us together to find the people who are really aligned with us so that we can build and create the world we want to see, to create the communities we want to live in, to create the society that we want to leave for our children. And again, I'm making a lot of references to this time period now, 2022, what we've been dealing with, what we're going into. But this again applies at any period of time that you find this video. These principles will always apply. And although I mentioned like the latter part of this year, we're going to be meeting people and getting into union and meeting friends and business partners and all of this, you personally may not be in that place, and that's okay. I just want to, this is a thing that I deal with when I am receiving certain energies or information like this, and I'm not necessarily in alignment with it. I can be like, oh man, I lost the opportunity, and like I'm left behind, and everyone's gonna be meeting like their best friends and all. Don't, take your time. Your journey is your journey. And if you're in that part of, in the stage of this journey where you are in that solitude, you're in that hermit mode and you're healing, that is a beautiful place to be. And the more you take your time, the more you're in alignment with your particular path, the better the relationships will be when you finally encounter them. So I'm going to throw that tidbit in there. So if you are within that hermit energy right now, or just coming out of it and kind of feeling your way through, or if you are in partnership right now, this applies to it as well. Pay attention to the energies that you attract. So the energies that you attract are going to be telling you a lot about yourself, negative or positive. And the way these energies manifest, again, you have to be discerning, Virgo energy, on what it is telling you. So I'm going to be using myself as an example of what energies you could possibly be attracting and what that can be telling you about yourself. So I myself am an Aries sun. That Aries sun is ruled by my Mars in Cancer. I also have my Chiron and my South Node in Cancer in my 6th house. So all that Cancer energy, the emotions, you have that Aries energy, and you have that 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo. So that 6th house of Virgo energy going on within me. Over the past 3 years, I have dated or, you know, had little flirtationships with 2 people with actually not even 2, 3 people with Aries moons. It was literally one after the other. Met 3 different people with Aries moons. 2 of the 3 had Virgo energy. And my current partner is a moon in the first, a Virgo moon in the first. So I had to sit with myself. So why am I attracting not Aries suns, not Aries and other replacements, but Aries moon? And then there was that layer of the Virgo energy as well. So me, myself, I have a really hard time with completing things. I'm really great at initiating. Again, this Mars in Cancer that I have with the Aries sun, when I feel things, I just want to go after them. And so I begin them and I start them. But as those feelings, feelings are fleeting. And so as those feelings, scurry away, it's really hard for me to like complete things and do them and like finish them. And then I also have this 6th house Chiron energy with that can really bring this perfectionistic quality out within me. So I'm really excited and I start things and I start doing them and it's not coming out how I liked it. And I start to second guess myself, and like those initial feelings of excitement are starting to turn into doubt and maybe self-deprecation and the perfectionism, Virgo, 6th house energy. Well, this is not coming out how I imagined it and pictured it, and it's not perfect. And so there I'm going to toss it out and not finish. That is something that I've dealt with my entire life. Even creating this very video that you are watching, I have dealt with that very same cycle. And the people I was attracting, these Aries moons, 1st house moons with Virgo energy, all of these people had accomplished things that I thought, things that I wanted to accomplish, one, or even if they didn't do things that I necessarily wanted to accomplish, I could see their drive, their vigor, and like how they foraged through to complete whatever they wanted to complete, whatever they wanted to create. Yeah. And so what energies do you have within yourself? Look at your chart. What energies are prominent? Where do you find that you have issues? And who are you attracting? Even if you don't know someone's birthday or whatever, the people that you're dating's birthday, you might know their sun sign, I always attract Libras. You might say to yourself, I always attract Libras. So what is this Libra energy telling me? And with that, I want to emphasize being discerning. So whatever energy that you are attracting can be highlighting you the higher octave of that energy when that energy is working at its fullest potential, or you could be attracting that energy to show you the lower octave, that unhealed expression of that energy. If you can find out at least what sun signs of the people you're attracting, whether that be friends, bosses, co-workers, your family members, look at those energies and see what they're trying to tell you about yourself. And if you can take it a step further and you have permission from these people and they give you like their chart information, look at your synastry chart with these people. Where are their planets falling in your houses? How are those planets interacting? And what is that energy trying to bring out of you? So you might be meeting a lot of people with 1st house placements. Their placements fall into your 1st house, have a lot of Aries energy. If you're attracting this might be telling you need to be more initiating. You need to go with your gut. Just do it. Using that instinctual base energy to do what you got to do. On the flip side, these energies may be telling you that how not to be reactive, to pause before you actually act, because that could that can stop you from making big mistakes. How you might be selfish, or how you can recognize selfishness within others. Aries, first house, I am. So balancing the self and the other, recognizing what is for you and what is for others. Also building that identity. You might be attracting a lot of Tauruses or second house people or Venus people, or people who just light up your particular second house. Taurus concerns itself with what is the value. I think of Taurus as like quiet luxury. It wants to know the quality of the thing, not the quantity, but the quality. Is this real cotton, real leather, real gold? What is valuable to you? I'm not talking just material things, but literally, what is of value to you? Someone being kind, someone being honest. You may be attracting these sorts of people to teach you about being self-sufficient, how to provide security for yourself. You might be attracting these people because you need to learn how to do something and do it consistently. Taurus is fixed earth. So if you have a goal, you're going to continually do it every day consistently to get there. On the flip side, it is fixed earth. So you can be very stubborn, and maybe you might need to change. You might encounter someone who has a lot of Taurus energy, and you see that they have no growth. They are stagnant. They're not really going anywhere. That is what that Taurus energy is highlighting to you. The need to break away from the consistent, continual progression in that one direction. Quality control as well is another good thing to keep in mind if you are attracting that Taurus second house energy. Okay, so you're attracting a lot of Geminis, or your third house is being lit up by someone. This is telling you that you may need to take a look at how you communicate. How honest is your communication? Take a look at your friendships. What is your immediate environment like, and how is that conducive to your growth and bettering yourself? Third house also has a lot to do with skills. Are there some untapped skills that you're not working with? Maybe you have throat chakra work to do. Gemini is also trickstery energy. So it might have to do with learning how, and trickster doesn't necessarily have to be bad, because it's persuasive energy. Do you need to work on your persuasive skills? Are you being manipulative and not being two-faced and not telling the truth? That can also be like the negative side of it, attracting these sort of people, and that's what's being highlighted to you. Geminis are also about getting information from many different places. So there might be a need to expand your knowledge and getting more information. And with that, being mindful of where you're getting your information, make sure it's from the proper source. Geminis also tend to be super popular and can relate because they have so much information about so many little different things from different spaces. They can relate to a lot of people and make a lot of friends. Maybe you need to be working on your networking skills. If you are encountering a lot of Cancers, or your fourth house is being lit up by someone, this is the home. This is how you take care of yourself, how you nurture yourself. Do you acknowledge your emotions? Are you able to express your emotions in a healthy way? Are you letting your emotions hold you back? What is your relationship like with your mother or maternal figures? What is your relationship like with women? How do you create security and safety for yourself? Where is home for you? What makes something feel like home? Having cancers in, or someone come up in your fourth house, maybe you have to do some ancestral work as well. Are you a crybaby? Or do you never cry and you need to learn how to cry? Creating and just creating emotional balance and harmony within yourself. Okay, so you're meeting a lot of Leos, or your fifth house is being lit up by someone. What is Leo? Leo is the sun. How do you shine your light into the world? Are you outshine? Are you trying to always outshine others? Are you always hiding your light? How creative are you? How are you expressing that creativity? How confident are you? Leo has a lot to do with heart, being courageous, being able to step into who you are with confidence, with courage, regardless of what backlash you may get from that. Are you self-absorbed, or are you too self-deprecating? Leo and fifth house also has a lot to do with children. So maybe you might be dealing with things with your actual children, or you might have to do inner child work. You might have to be reparenting yourself. Maybe you have to have certain conversations with mom and dad. There might be a need to work on your heart chakra and solar plexus as well. You're meeting Virgos, or your sixth house is being lit up. We've talked about this archetype earlier in this video, but these people are going to be highlighting to you on how are you taking care of your body? Are you too strict with your body? You're like, oh, I've got to go to the gym 6 days a week, no, regardless, rain or shine. And is that actually healthy? What is your relationship with food? And that also relates to Cancer and Taurus as well. I'll put that in there. How do you relate to food and consumption? How do you maintain this physical body of yours? What is your daily routine? What are your habits that you consistently do day in and day out? Are they healthy? Are they not so healthy? How judgmental are you? Not only to others, judging others, but how do you judge yourself? What is your inner critic looking like? Again, Virgo, quality control, very important. So if you're attracting a lot of Libras or people in your seventh house, there may be a need to look at how you are in relationships. How much does a relationship consume your everyday? How do you show up in relationship with others? Romantic, platonic, familial. What is your relationship with truth? How honest are you? How balanced are you? So are you attracting a lot of Libras or energy in your seventh house? How do you show up in relationships? What does the word relationship even spark within you? What do you naturally associate with that? Do you think it's a negative thing? Do you think it's a positive thing? Do you always need to be in a relationship? Are you always by yourself? How good are you at making decisions? How decisive are you? Libras often get a bad rap for being indecisive, but they actually can see. It's very easy for Libras to see both sides of things, but the key is to make a conclusion and decide. So what is your relationship with being decisive? How do you create balance and harmony? How willing are you to compromise? Do you know what you are willing to compromise to get what you want? So you're attracting a lot of Scorpios or people in your eighth house. What is your relationship with intimacy? Have you experienced intimacy? What were the examples of intimacy that you witnessed throughout your life? What is your relationship with trust? Letting people in? Are you very guarded? Are you too open? How about secrets? What are you willing to keep a secret? What are you willing to share? Sharing resources, shared resources. What is your relationship with debt? What is your relationship with sex and sexuality, your sexual expression, your sexual health? Do you have suppressed kinks? How do you release? How do you let go? What is your relationship with letting go of something? What is your relationship with letting something die, or your relationship with death in general? If you are encountering a lot of Sagittariuses or people in your 9th house, there may be a need to look at the bigger picture, to look at broader perspectives. Do you have religious beliefs? What are your religious beliefs? How much do you know about other cultures and religions and other ways of life that are foreign to you? What is your relationship with people who are different than you, or come from a different cultural background? How much are you willing to immerse yourself in other people's ways of doing things and trying them out for yourself? You might find yourself asking a lot of, or need to ask yourself a lot of bigger questions, a lot of questions that religions try to answer. Maybe there's a need to look more into different philosophies and diving into those sorts of things. There might also be a need to travel. What is your relationship to traveling? Do you like to travel and experience new things? If you're meeting a lot of Capricorns, or maybe your 10th house is being lit up, what is your relationship with authority? And I'm an Aquarius rising, so I have a complicated relationship with that. But what is your relationship with authority? Do you feel like an authoritative figure? Do you respect authority? Do you respect rules and boundaries? Are you career driven? Do you like to work? Is career and status an important thing to you? Is the status of other people important to you? Potentially, what is your relationship with your father or paternal energy? What is your relationship with with government, with corporations, with people who are in charge? How are you a leader? There may be a need to look at legacy. What are you leaving behind? Do you feel a need to leave a legacy? If you're meeting Aquariuses, or your 11th house is being lit up, what does friendship mean to you? How can you be of service to the world? What community are you building? What is your relationship to the internet and technology and being online and social media? How are you, again, this is kind of the other axis of Leo, so how are you unique? Do you like to stand out? Are you friends with a bunch of weirdos? What is your relationship with like the freaks and the weirdos of the world? How can you think outside of the box? There may be a need to explore with concepts that are out there. So whether that be astrology or astronomy, like actually studying the literal planets and stars, and astrophysics, metaphysics, those sorts of things may be something that need to be explored. And lastly, are you meeting a lot of Pisces or people in your 12th house, or 12th house people in general? What is God? It's a big question. But what is your relationship with divinity? How do you recognize divinity within yourself and others? Are you delusional? Are those around you delusional? Are you too realistic and not delusional enough? Do you dream big? Maybe there's a need to do dream work. Working with your creativity and kind of expanding on that. Music also has a lot to do with Pisces and 12th house energy. That may be a calling for you, and maybe a healing modality. And healing as well is I find that every time I've attracted people with Pisces 12th house energy, it's always very healing for me in a deep, deep level. What is your relationship with solitude and isolation? Are you too isolated? Do you need isolation? Meditation may be very important to look at. Developing a relationship with your spirit, developing a relationship with the divine, whatever that looks like for you. Developing a relationship with ancestors as well. So that concludes the video. And I'll reiterate this again. The more we do work on ourselves, the more we create that balance and that harmony within ourselves, the easier it is going to be for us to find it on the outside. So take this information, apply it how you can, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this and you enjoyed this, please thumbs up, subscribe, share it with anyone you think would find this interesting. Comment below. What is your particular sign, and what sign do you often attract? And yeah, have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.